From the Federalist. Ibram X Kendi raked in $45,000 from University of Wisconsin and then made the school delete the lecture. Check this out. $45,000. University of Wisconsin is a state school. I've done work on several University of Wisconsin campuses, on multiple campuses. They don't shill out $45,000 for anything. Not anything. But they did for Ibram X Kendi. And this is, as a reminder, this is the same school that spent like $50,000 to move the racist rock from one part of campus to the other part of campus. And Ibram X Kendi was so grateful that he was given $45,000 for a speech that he made them delete the lecture. If I was running that contract, I'd be like, no. Sorry, Ibram. Not going to happen. We paid $45,000 for this. But I'm going to show you why he asked them to delete the lecture, because I don't know if this article is going to cover it, but I'm going to show you exactly why he asked them to delete the lecture. And it has to do with him being asked about if vaccine mandates are systemic racism. But let's read the high-level points in this article, and then we can get into the video. Prominent critical race theorist Ibram X Kendi was paid nearly $45,000 by the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee to promote several of his books and train faculty and students while ensuring the university deleted his lecture from a private server, according to a public records request obtained by the Federalist. An event titled An Evening with Dr. Ibram X Kendi took place on September 21st at the state-run university. Kendi raked in $40,000 gross, plus an additional $3,500 for travel, flights, and meals, or about $207 per minute. The agreement was with Penguin Random House Speakers Bureau, a subsidiary of publisher behind several of Kendi's critical race theory manifestos. Now, I should mention, $45,000 for someone like Kendi, who has sold like that many books, is actually in line with, what people make at that level. So I'm not actually surprised about that at all. But still, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Oh, Lisa Bell says, oh, Lisa, this is a great note. Brandon, I didn't even think of this. Brandon Strzok's sentencing is coming up this week on the 17th. Please pray for him. Walkaway will be coming back. I think it's gonna I think it's gonna be fine, but we'll see. But please send warm thoughts to Brandon, because I'm sure he would value and appreciate them. Anyway, let's see. There was an estimated 500 attendees according to the agreement. However, University of Wisconsin Milwaukee printed 630 tickets. Close to 400 free tickets were reserved for students, while 90 were printed for the general public at an admissions rate of $12 per ticket. Kendi's event was sponsored by the university's Board of Regents Division of Student Affairs, Student Involvement Center, Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and a group of leaders igniting transformation. It lasted for 3.5 hours, according to the agenda. The complete fee breakdown for Kendi's event included the following: $30,000 for a 60-minute conversation, $5,000 for a 45-minute meet and greet with student leaders, $5,000 for a 60-minute professional development training for anti-racism group on campus, and $3,500 for airfare and meals. Evidently, Kendi made the majority of his money through the 1-hour-long event conversation with the school's DEI chief. So we've got that, but I want to show you guys. And I'll link to all this stuff. And guys, all this stuff is actually already linked in my locals community. What I really want to show you guys is this. I want to show you guys this. This is, I have to change it to a different browser. This is Ibram X Kendi being asked a question. A very important question about systemic racism. And this is probably the reason that Kendi actually wanted to have the event deleted, because I have to give credit to the Mythinform guys, man. The Mythinform guys, they do a good job. And they actually workshopped They workshopped. If you guys don't know Myth-Informed, they do the Better Discourse conference, which I think is a great event. But they actually workshopped this question. They planned to come in and ask this question to Kendi. They planned it with James Lindsay. They workshopped it, they worked it out, and then they came in and they asked Ibram X Kendi about if vaccine mandates are an example of systemic racism. And this is actually why they think Kendi wanted this talk deleted, because Kendi's answer was bullshit. Let's listen to Kendi's answer. And of course, guys, let me know if you can't hear.
And I think I'm understanding it correctly that like any policy or potential policy that would have a disparate racial impact is a racist policy. So if that's correct, then would vaccine mandates that disproportionately affect people of color, would that be a racist policy?
So there's two different sort of measures currently. One measure finds that white Americans are most likely to be resistant to getting the vaccine. And then there's other data that finds that Black and Latinx Americans are the least likely to be vaccinated. And so as a result, it's hard to say. But what I will say is, to me, the actual problem isn't the vaccine mandates. The actual problem is when you actually study those, particularly Black and Latinx people who aren't vaccinated, you actually talk to them, we're finding that a lack of accessibility to the vaccine for a whole host of reasons is actually leading to them having a lower rate, while with white Americans, it's more or less the result of their political ideology.
Ibram X Kendi didn't answer the question. When asked, because we know, guys, that African Americans are vaccinated at a lower rate than every other group, which means that when you have vaccine passports in places like New York City, it is going to disparately impact African Americans. And that is exactly the definition of anti-racism or racist policies that Ibram X Kendi talks about. But when confronted with a specific example of an issue in which there are provable racial disparities, Kendi refused to say that vaccine mandates are an example of systemic racism. And this question is why he made the University of Wisconsin delete his speech from their server. Because he was embarrassed that he was incapable of answering a very simple question. And no one was surprised. All right, guys, this is F'd Up News of the Week for December 12th, 2021. If you're enjoying the show so far, please make sure you mount that like button. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. YouTube last night around 3 a.m. removed a couple hundred subs from my channel. Now, listen, I know people hate me right now. I know I'm a bitch. I know I'm a pain in the ass, all these things. But I do find it hard to believe. That a couple hundred people woke up at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night and said, I hate Carlin so much that I have to unsubscribe from her channel right now. I mean, maybe in a land of leftist fairies and unicorns and bog gender people and all this stuff, maybe that happened. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that YouTube actually does this to me every single night almost. Usually it's not a couple hundred, it's smaller batches than that. And so if you want to be subscribed to my channel, please make sure you are. I post content almost every single day of the week, except I do take Saturdays off. But just assume that if it's not Saturday, then I'm probably posting content about something.